We're at Chapter 2, Lesson 2, Exercise or Practice Number 1. We're going to be exploring DNS in an Active Directory environment. So in this practice, we will create an Active Directory domain named nwtraders.msft. And during the process of creating the Active Directory domain, we will create a DNS server for hosting the zone lookup information for nwtraders. And then we will explore the zone information along with the DNS server settings. We will create a domain administrator account for personal use and then join the Boston server to the domain. Without any further ado, we will use the DC promo program to create a domain controller for a new Active Directory domain named nwtraders.msft. So we will log into our DC server 1 computer. Once we've logged in the run box, we'll type DC promo and press enter. We get a message indicating that Active Directory domain services binaries are being installed. So we'll wait until that finishes. On the Welcome to Active Directory Domain Services installation wizard, read the text and then click Next. On the Operating System Compatibility, you may read that and then click Next. And then in the Deployment Config page, choose Create a New Domain in a New Forest and click Next. On the name forest root domain, type nwtraders.msft and click Next. On the Select Forest functional level, select Server 2008. Read the text and click Next. On the additional domain controller options, make sure that DNS is checked and click Next. The dialog box appears. The dialog box is telling us that a delegation for these servers cannot be created. The reason we're getting this message is because we are creating a new DNS root domain and not a subdomain. Click Yes to continue. On the location for the database, take the defaults and click Next to continue. On this directory server services restore mode administrator password, read the text, type a password of your choosing, and then click Next. Make sure you type the password twice. Otherwise you will get an error, and then you click Next. On the summary page, review the information, especially the DNS server information, and make sure everything is correct. And then click Export Settings. You should always choose this option because it generates an answer file that you can later modify to use with DC Promo on a server core installation. If you want to promote a server core installation to a domain controller, you must specify such an answer file. So everything looks like what we've chosen. It's correct. So I'm going to export the settings, and the default location for the file is administrator documents, and you can call it whatever you want. The book suggests that you call it DC unattend and that sounds fine for me, so that's what I will name my file, and then click Save. Remember, that's going to be under Documents for the administrator account. After you save it, click OK. After that, on the summary page, click Next, and Active Directory Domain Services installation wizard starts doing its thing. So you just wait for it to finish. So this may take a couple of minutes. It's been running for less than a minute, but we'll see how long it takes. I won't make you wait through this, so I'm going to pause and come back once it's finished. Okay, it finished. It took about a couple of minutes. After you get to this page, all you have to do is click Finish, and you get a pop-up saying that you need to restart now for the changes to take effect, and it is a good time to do so. Click Restart Now and have your machine reboot.